Listen to that. Anti-homeless barricade ejected into Wheatley whatever. But anyway, but at the same time, what happened? Like I said, I don't care whether it's homeless or not. There should be nobody in the streets of New York homeless at all. You know what I'm saying? It should be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Before you take care of everyone else, that should have been a long time done. So we see the racism in the democratic state that we live. What we see here coming up, the, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, say U.S. banks should be penalized for going woke. Oh yeah, they're definitely going woke. You know, I think a lot of them people who own corporations and different things in this country, and many things that we don't know that's going on with these people because of their highfalutin dreams of being up in these big societies and these big, I would say, fraternities and different things and societies and so on. Sit up there and you know think that they rule the world and all the people of the world. You know what I'm saying? So they could just do just about anything. That goes even in other countries as well as a whole all across the planet. Every piece of land with it. Even in Africa, we see the same thing. We see House Republicans defend a Tuberville over reparations remark. You know what I'm saying? As we see, but we see a Representative Don uh, Bagan, you know what I'm saying, a Republican of Nebraska, on Saturday defends Senate Tommy Tuberville, Republican of Alaska, you know what I'm saying, or of Alaska after the senator said demon Democrats want reparations for minorities because their party is pro crime. Nah, we want reparations because that's the fact. You want that, and we don't need nobody to say anything because say we know that the demon Democrats, say is pro crime at this time because they want the world to be New York or the whole United States to be in complete chaos. You know what I'm saying? As we see everything went global not too long ago when it was supposed to be local, it ended up itching its way to a global because they had already set things in play long time ago, setting it up, as we see. You know what I'm saying? But we hear a lot of foolish talk right about now. We see Mayor Q Ball Adams declare a state of emergency that includes a $1 billion price tag. I wonder if he would have did that for the poor black people in many neighborhoods across New York State, and also the white poor. Well, I wouldn't say poor, but the white people. You could say poor white people and middle class white people and middle class black people, or whatever classes you want to put them in, outside of being rich, like they are. You know what I'm saying? But you or if they're not rich, they're able to call on $1 billion price tag and get the money. When you call on that, and they think that you're crazy. Other than outside winning the lotto, you know what I'm saying? But now we see Q Ball Adams is doing all that. But what you doing, I hope that price tag adds up for the homeless people that have been on the streets for many years, even living in their cars and bushes and so forth and so on, under dangerous conditions, cold weather and so forth. I wanted that $1 billion price tag goes to them as well, not just only for migrants only. You know what I'm saying? As we see, because how can you put out this kind of money for all of that when you never did it for the homeless all over the United States? You know what I'm saying? Texas Governor Abbott begins busing migrants to other cities this past April. Chicago declares, listen to that, an emergency proclamation. I wonder how come she didn't do that for with the shooting and the killing that was going on in different neighborhoods in Chicago in the black community. Many have lost their lives and been victimized within the bond from the influence of the outside, and those infiltrate with inside, and is working with those on the outside, inside, the outside of the inside, and therefore come into the community and bring this type of thing, not only on the boots on the ground, but also within the music and the different industries that produce and took over the music and drove the music to be what it is, based on causing the young kids to believe that that is reality and they should do that, fueling, I'm saying, a constant prison tax, such as we saw with crack cocaine being flooded into the community not too long ago, and also it became an epidemic as well. But we also did a proclamation, where Chicago declares an emergency proclamation on September 24th after migrants started, arriving at the beginning of the month. Washington, D.C. declared the same thing. You see what I'm saying? All the ones that come into the Demon Democrat states are quick to jump up and claim that and squeeze out all the dollars, but won't give it to none of the people, the regular people working hard every day, whether they're white, black, green, or purple, in the United States, and been here for over 40, 50 years of their lives, working hard, scratching, scraping, digging, jobbing, and all that good old stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now when it comes time to make sure that they see a reward that would be something of their life in this country, and the influence of the demons and those people who put these things into people's head and flick here, flick there, and confuse them and do this and the community this, and they drive the culture to the left and they drive to the north and the north and the south and the east and the west, and then leave the people in peril based on that as they grow old and have produced not too much. But now, once they're in this mist, the government should be there for many things, not just to give away, but to put into programs that would benefit the people as a whole when it comes to natural survival. We haven't seen this in any shape or form, even when it comes to the water. The very drinking water that should come from the tap, that should be endlessly coming in more ways than one. New York is not that dry of water. And I'm wondering what is truly in the water. You know what I'm saying? We need to have independent testing of the water to truly know what's truly in the water, because it's ironic that people would allow even the very drinking water to be poisoned by a factory or somebody who had come around here to build planes, and the Navy and this and the different groups that they say poison the water, and now the water is undrinkable, to where we see all types of nut shit they're talking about that's in the water. But what race of people allows people to poison the drinking water or the ground supply water, wherever they was getting it from, where they know that they would need that water in many ways, and then fuel on top of that, whether it could have been that kind of conspiracy as a whole that it is, that now you feel the fact that water is not even free, nor from the tap itself probably have never been, but at the same time you also fuse a bottled water multi-million-dollar industry. But we see Mayor Q Ball Adams issues an executive order, you know what I'm saying, asking for $1 billion for the year alone. The arrival of migrants will push the city shelter census to over 100,000 people. Imagine that. Adams believed 17,000 migrants were bused in since spring this year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wonder how many people have been in the streets longer than that, living in cardboard boxes and tents, whether they have a drug problem or not. You know what I'm saying? You could have set up any kind of program based on taking them one by one and working on what is the problem with them being in the streets, because if I was the president of the United States, that would be a factor. One of the things I would have taken care of right off the top is the hotline and the different organizations that were put into place, and regulate them on a constant level, not just leave them to run automatically and think that you're going to have everybody getting help through that agency based on even the laws that may govern that agency coming down the pipeline. But mostly inside you might have racist people or people who just don't care about you, and they're in there saying they're doing their job, but at the same time they're not doing it to their best or told not to do so. You know what I'm saying? But one thing as as the President of the United States would do, that would be one of the first issues that I tackle within my country is the understanding of keeping people in decent homes, clean, fresh water, and a prosperity of a rental cap of the state that is justified for each party in its matter. You know what I'm saying? But we don't see that in a even democratical state. It can go to the point where you end up living in your car or having to move back or room up with other people, which could even be sometimes dangerous as well. You know what I'm saying? But unaccountable as a whole, because not everybody wants to pile 20 people into a 3-bedroom ranch. You know what I'm saying? So we know full well that the government has done a lot of garbage in many ways over the many years, you know what I'm saying, by keeping us divided and at the same time divided, even divided politically, where most of these rules and regulations are allowed or to fly free, you know what I'm saying, or come down on your head hard beat, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And then when you say something, everybody seems to be, well, you're always around here talking that political shit. By the time you get my coffee at Subway women act like I don't see them, you know, and move on from there. And then, you know, you have your own little political views with your little group and so, you know what I'm saying, and many of them probably selling out to fit in, you know what I'm saying? But we see a lot of garbage that's going on within the beast. So this is Point Blank saying, stay right, stay tight. We're going to stay in the fight, and we're going to shut this thing down and bring it right. There is no way for us to have to live through no bullshit like this in any shape or form, especially dealing with a mayor, you know what I'm saying, Q Ball Adams, Eric Adams talking this garbage consistency. Now we're hearing about somebody being shot outside Lee Zeldin's home. The governor, as soon as he want to become the governor, all of a sudden we see all kinds of shit going on. But any violence that is conducted by his home seems like what we read not too long ago about somebody making a statement saying, I forgot what newscast, it might have been even Fox News, I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying, CNN, one of them, saying that somebody was on there talking, I don't know, it was a senator or a congressman or whoever it was making a statement saying they won't be surprised if some of these government officials don't start getting shot. Now, from what we see going on, we already see 2 incidents based on that. So somebody has planned this out very well, very, very well, and people need to do more research. And one of the things many black people need to do, since they like to vote Demon Democrat at 91%, you know, and making fun of the Republicans and so on and so on. Now talking about Cesare in many ways, I bet you are, you know what I'm saying, and still up there voting, being tricked into voting for them in many ways, is to get over the General Sarah Sultan City Patreon College and get your knowledge on as a black person so you understand where you stand in this world based on what you think belongs to them but really belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? If we was to claim all the things that our ancestors claimed, then, you know what I'm saying, it would be, you know, a shining light of riches based beyond its capacity. Same as we see in Afghanistan with the diamonds, and many ways the diamond district, that's what we see. You're still holding on to that. That belongs to the Africans, you know what I'm saying? The same ones, the germs are so-called, I guess, made them pick up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't forgetting about that. We've seen other groups going in there constantly on the same level, and they're going to be plagued until they become correct and give back what belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Now we see all kinds of reports coming out about this climate, this declusion, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? Every time we turn around, it's a whole lot of hope, la la da da da. You know what I'm saying? Going on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is Point Blank saying tonight was just like more like a freestyle newscast type, and we just examining what's going on in many ways. We're not here to really criminally incriminate people, but if people incriminate themselves and trying to use their incrimination tactics on the people, and spreading it around in many ways that can harm the people, then why should one not speak up based on the fact of having the right to do so? You know what I'm saying? And we as black people cannot allow the Constitution to continue to have us a 3/5 of a human being when they have not proved that in any shape or form. It was only proven through a religious overstanding of their satanic garbage and going around the world, burning people at the stake in order to make them believe in that group. You know what I'm saying? We have our own group, and we need to find that again. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the teaching of our young in the political situations that we face in this country. You know what I'm saying? So this is Point Black saying, keep it right, keep it tight. We're gonna come back on more news anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we see even before we go, we even see one of where a segment attacking Biden's cannabis pardon backfires as a doctor praise moves. You know what I'm saying? These people is crazy, and we could go on all day with this. So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight. We're gonna stay in the fight, and we'll be back with more again this soon. And tell the people who keep calling into and blocking my channel, you know what I'm saying? Tell them thank you, because you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep it real in the battlefield, whether they like it or not. I don't care whether they surround me or not all day long and hate, because you have people that do that stupid shit. They focus on only one thing in their life, and they want to control everything because they, I want to control the world in their fucking brains. But they don't do it to the world. They only do it to probably people who they sit around all day and probably be around all day. You know what I'm saying? With those people, I don't do that. I ain't got time to focus like that. I got enough problems in my life, and I need my life to be the way it is. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be up until the day, until the dawn, that's the way it's gonna be. If I'm gonna do this, that's the way it's gonna be. If I'm gonna do this and that, that's the way it's gonna be. It didn't have no effect on no one else. But what has an effect is the fact that we have to check the world, because if we continue in the world, and then when shit pop up, the first thing they're gonna be trying to say is, "Oh yeah, this guy was lying. Oh, look what they're doing." Listen, you want everybody now to be on your side. Stop the pop brains jumping around, and start focusing on the truth, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight. This is PDNN, Point Black National News, the late edition, the late and the great edition, and the getaway edition as well. Farewell, my friends. One, we will meet again.